Hey everyone, so I'm going to go ahead and take you through my project that I made for my Firebase project. Um, so just to get started, my name is Robbie Swanson. I created my own Firebase database in which I'm storing sales data for various different countries. I have about 100 different countries with their sales data, as you can see in this JSON file, which contains, for example, this country, as well as their units sold, the unit price, the unit cost, and total revenue. While the data that I took is just sample data, I want to be able to use this so eventually I can store any business project or any of my sales data and then input it in myself according to the criteria of the region and the country. Well, the thing that my program really does that makes it extremely unique is that it takes in a CSV document, which would be normal in a business setting. As you can see here, the sales records. But what it does with it is it turns it into into JSON format and then puts it in as a new file and then reads it in and then pushes that data into my database. So as you can see here, if we go over to my real-time database that I created in Firebase, you'll see that it lists I pushed all the different countries that my database is, the data that it contains, as well as underneath each country that we also have another subfolder, which is the country order information. So as you can see, for the first country that we pushed for Tuvalu, we have the item type, we have the ship date, the total profit, total revenue. So we first want to understand all the different countries we have, but then for each country, we want to understand all the actual information that's listed for that sales record. So if we go back to my program, what we'll go ahead and see it do is first, we're going to initialize by connecting to the Firebase. Then I pushed some small data, just some of my own, to make sure it worked. And then we went ahead and we took that CSV file and turned it into a JSON format. And then here's where it got cool. We went ahead and set up the authorization for the Firebase. So when we run this, we're going to see an email prompt and a password prompt pop up where you're going to be able to enter your email as well as your password. So we'll go ahead and do that. So once you enter your email as well as then your password, it's going to successfully sign you in, as well as send you an email verification. And then your email will get an email to make sure that this is actually you joining this database that you're receiving access to. Once you've done that, there's various different CRUD operations that you're going to be able to do. After you open the JSON file that we have, you're going to be able to push the data for each country, which you saw that I've already done. And then you're going to be able to push a child directory under country named item type and country order info. And that's going to be pushing all this information for each country. Once you've done that, you're going to be able to retrieve the data back into your Python, into this actual Python program. And then you're going to be able to, if you cannot find by country, you can do it by the random ID, as you can see here. You're going to be able to find it by these random IDs that it gives you if you don't specify it beforehand. And then finally, you can delete where that condition is met. So if that random ID condition was met, you can remove that from your database. And then finally, if you actually do know what the name of that would be, which in this case would be country order info, what you're able to do is then update. So there it is. That's the Firebase database I created. And with creating into JSON format, it should have all your sales info that you would ever need. Thanks.